Good afternoon. Welcome to Scorched Earth Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. All the information that you need is in there. If you would like a personal reading with me, my contact details are also in the description box. And with all my social media information, that tends to be the way that most people get in touch, so feel free. What else to tell you? If you're a subscriber and you're returning, thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And please do consider subscribing. I'd love you to the moon back. What else do I need to tell you about? The Mercury retrograde started yesterday on Halloween. And it's in Scorpio, so be prepared for some fairly intense emotions, situations, and people that you have emotional responses to coming back. That's what the retrograde does. Throws things back for us to check that we've processed properly and close out if we haven't. I think that's everything I have to tell you. If you don't want to hear me waffle and see me shuffle and all that sort of thing, go down to the comment box. The first comment will be me time-stamping the video, and that will allow you to jump straight to the beginning of the reading. Genuinely think that's it. I'm sorry I've made you wait a little longer than everyone else. But you are the first sign with me trying out my new camera with external microphone, so the audio issues should be entirely dealt with now. I'm quite excited to see how that works out. So, with all that being said, Libra, let's get on to your reading for the month of November. Can I have 3 cards for Libra, please, for the month of November? Come on up there. So we've got the 7 of Cups, it's water energy, and we've got the 4 of Cups, also water energy. We'll get one more for the main cards. That was one. Got the 9 of Wands, fire energy. Card on the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. It's a card of Taurus in the Major Arcana. So, not seeing any air here yet, Libra. Let's see, we'll get some clarifiers, get some clarity on what's going on, and then we'll see what's up. These cards are feeling snappy today. Why is the 7 of Cups here for Libra, please? Whoa, we flew out. We've got Temperance. It's a card of Sagittarius, Major Arcana. Why is the 7 of Cups here? I've got the Fool. Nice. Also Major Arcana, it's numbered 0. Love it when the Fool comes out. 4 of Cups. Where's that here? Ah, there we are. Queen of Swords. That's you. That's Libra. One more for the 4 of Cups, please. And the Ace of Wands, like that, that's fire energy. Leo, Sag, Aries. Where's the 9 of Wands here, please? 2 flippers there, the King of Wands and the Sun. I'm just going to show them to you because they flipped over quite dramatically, but they didn't come out, so put them back in the deck. There we go. Got the Magician. Wow. And the Four of Swords, also air energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have got the Six of Cups, talking about situations and things coming back. That is my card of the past. Right there. So, Libra. The first card that you have is the Seven of Cups. Now that's the card that's traditionally associated with options, right? Because it's a Cups card, it talks about feelings and emotions. So it's when it comes to things that you're presented with, options that you're presented with, these are things that you have some sort of emotional attachment to, either getting your hands on or the outcome of the opportunity that is presented in one of these cups. And in the standard Rider-Waite, the chap is depicted in the dark, right? He's in silhouette, and all the cups are above him are kind of gleaming, and they're full of fairly ambiguous things. Actually, some of them are quite it's quite obvious what's contained within. Some of them a little less so, but there's one that's got a laurel wreath, and it's actually got a skull on the cup as well. And you don't really notice until you're looking at it carefully. And I feel like that depiction talks more of illusion and things not being quite as they seem, whereas this one is quite a bright and open version of it. You know, the cups are depicted in the sky just as they are in the other, but they're not shimmering and shining and sitting on clouds. These are quite practically presented in front of you. And she's not in the dark, she's lit up as well. So I feel like these are options that you know about and that you understand. Furthermore, there are no skulls on any of these cups, so that's a nice move, I think. But there are butterflies here. Butterflies are very much associated with the sword suit. They're all over the court cards for the sword suit. So it seems very fitting that it's here for you right now. And the two cards that you have to clarify were Temperance and the Fool. And I can't exactly describe why, but I feel like these three cards go together very, very closely. Aside from the fact that they've just come up in the reading, there's almost like they're three different depictions of a similar area, almost, but just viewed from different perspectives. As I said, Temperance is the card of Sagittarius, and it talks about healing. It talks about healing things deep within yourself. There's a crown in the background, and mountains, and so it suggests that there's been adversity that you've conquered to get to where you are, and then here you are in angelic form, with one foot in the water and one foot on the ground. It's balanced, and Libra is all about balance. Pouring from one cup into another, it takes a steady hand, and it takes balance. The angel's got a very serene look on the face. I feel like you're being a bit more patient with yourself, perhaps, than you have been in the past. And then we have the Fool. There are mountains in the back of the Fool, in the background of the Fool as well. And he's depicted as, being about to walk off the edge of a cliff. He doesn't know where he's going. But for the Fool, it doesn't actually really matter that much. There's a wandering energy here to this card. In fact, Sagittarius is a wanderer anyway. But not all that wander are lost. It's a card of new starts, primarily. And it's moving into an uncharted territory. It's places that you haven't been before. So you find yourself in a situation now where perhaps you're a little less restricted than you have been in the past by whatever family restrictions, duties, responsibilities, that kind of thing. There's a newfound freedom about your existence that is implied by all of these cards, and you've got some opportunities opening up in front of you. At the moment, you haven't picked any of those opportunities. You're still pondering on them. It's a very Libran thing to do, or weigh everything up. I'm hearing that you should not let opportunities pass you by because you're spending too long thinking about them. Take the leap and move forwards. It's quite insistent that that be said right there. Don't miss opportunities. Be spontaneous, in fact. Both Sagittarius and the Fool talk about being spontaneous. If an opportunity comes along and there's no reason not to do it, do it. The next card you've got is the Four of Cups. And it's funny that it's climbed down from the 7. 3 cups have been removed to get us to where we are here. And this too can talk about missing opportunities. There's a cup hanging up in the tree there, and there are 3 on the other side of the bank. She's not actually paying attention to any of them. In other depictions, quite often this cup is being handed out of the cloud to somebody who's not even looking at it. It's an opportunity that is being missed because you're preoccupied with something else internally. I find it interesting that these 3 are on the other side of the bank, though. There's a divide here. You're separated. From the perspective, it's difficult to tell, like whether she could just step across that, whether that's a brook, or whether it's something a little bit bigger that she'd need to, wade across. And water in the tarot is emotions. So, are you feeling blocked from an opportunity because of some sort of emotional current that's going along here? And it's very obviously depicted as being moving water. There's an emotional situation that is bothering you at the moment, which you feel like is blocking something. It could be blocking your relationship. That's what these 3 cups could be here. There could be relationships with other people. There's something in the way. Or it could just be that you're so up in your head at the moment, Libra, that you're just not seeing what's around you. But then we have these 2 cards, and this is you. This is the Libran Queen and the Ace of Wands. Now, the Queen of Swords embodies the feminine attributes of the suit of the air, the suit of air. Yeah. She's very black and white. She doesn't suffer fools gladly. She's got a bullshit detector that's just off the chart. And she's very fair. She's very just. She's very preoccupied, in fact, with fairness and things being done correctly. And I feel very much like the reason that she's here is to underline the fact that you're actually, you're up in your head at the moment. You're missing things around you because there is something preoccupying you. There is there's an emotional gulf between you and something else. Take it as it resonates to you. You'll know better than I. But sometimes the depictions in the Four of Cups can, the person depicted can look quite sulky, but in this one, she just looks very sad. Whatever this speaks of, it's making you very sad. And I I'm feeling a sense of bafflement, actually, here, coming off the cards. And the difference between these two columns of cards that I've got going on here at the moment, you know, this is quite full of joy and wonder, right here. Excitement. It's a frisson here on these cards. And it's quite at odds with what's going on here. I feel like these are two distinct parts of your life at the moment. You know, there's certain parts of it that are opening up, and you're desperate to go and jump on opportunities, potentially, if you're not spending too long, you know, weighing them all up. But then there's this, you know. It's almost like the stream is the most important part of this card here at the moment. You don't really know how to cross it. You don't know how big it is. You know, perspective being what it is, this could actually be quite a wide river. It's hard to tell from here. I want to pull another card for that, because I feel like there's another message in here that needs to come out. Yeah, this is a personal relationship, and it's somebody who's quite close to your home environment. So it could be one of your parents, it could be, you know, a child of yours, it could even be a sibling, you know. If this is a work situation, if there's some sort of issue there, then this is a work colleague, you know, but it's somebody that you've worked with for a long time, and you've worked with, you know, day in and day out for a long time. The Ace of Wands is a card of more opportunities. But this is creativity, this is passion, you know. It can be a romantic relationship, but I don't feel like that's what this is, essentially. At its root, it seems to be you being offered it's almost like the more opportunities that you're offered, the deeper you're retreating into your head about whatever this stream is, whatever this is that's separating you from these three cups. And the more you retreat into your own head, you know, there's more opportunities at trying to wake you up from where you're stuck and going, well, how about this? You know, it's almost like the universe is trying to distract you from the inside of your head, and it's actually having the reverse effect, and you're kind of retreating further every time the possibility of something new and exciting comes along. You're like, but what about this thing over here? Right. Why is the Ace of Wands here for Libra? We've got the Hierophant and we've got the Strength reversed. Now, the Hierophant was the shadow card at the bottom of the deck, and the Hierophant talks about structure, and I think Queen of Swords quite likes structure. She likes to know, in fact, here you are on the deck again, you like structure, you like to know where you stand with things, you know, and you like everything to be clear cut, you know, no pun intended. It seems like this situation, whatever it is, and as it pertains to you, you know, you use your own discernment, because you know better than I what this is. It's kind of fucking with your sense of balance almost, and you don't like that because you like to be balanced. And the Strength reversed talks about feeling disempowered, which is bizarre because you've got all of these opportunities springing up around you. You know, They're here. You're aware of some of those opportunities, but there are new ones coming in all of the time. And you're missing them. You're kind of missing the boat because you're retreating into your head, obsessing, perhaps, or at least thinking a little harder than you need to about this one small aspect of your life. It's leading you to a state of disempowerment. You know, the Ace of Wands is fire, strength is fire, is the card of Leo. So, you know, it's... These opportunities are gifts, and they're being given to you for a reason. They're being offered to you for a reason. And that reason may be, you know, to pull you out of the state that you're in at the moment. Or they could be for advancing you personally. The message I'm getting here is, well, whatever this situation is, you know, it could, well, what the Six of Cups, it could even be one of your children, you know, it could involve children somewhere. And the Hierophant coming up twice is tradition as well as structure. You know, maybe it's not a traditional family setup, particularly, and it's not something that you're comfortable with. Something about the situation you're not comfortable with, and whatever it is, it's this stream down here. This is what this is. But you need to start coming out of your head and living a bit more in the moment, because you're missing things. The final card that you've got is the Nine of Wands, and that seems to fit very well. You know, with it's the internal mental state of this woman here sat on the bank, it's feeling quite battered, feeling quite bruised, looking a little bit hunted. You know, it's like waiting for the next fight, because you know it's coming. You can't sit down and rest. You can't give yourself a chance to heal, because you know there's going to be another fight. And it's come out with the Magician, and usually the Magician I'm quite fond of, but this is quite a mercurial energy. Like, Magician is very powerful, and he's very powerful because he has dominion over all of the elements. Like, he knows how to manipulate, you know, not in a pejorative sense, in a, you know, a utilization sense. He knows how to manipulate all of the elements to manifest into 3D what it is that he wants. But here with the Nine of Wands, I feel like he is a character who is just actually manipulative. This is the character that's leaving you feeling in this state. And this can be a man or a woman. Tarot does not see gender, it's an energy. And this energy is somebody who is, well, you know, the shadow aspect of the Magician is narcissism, it's manipulation. It's all sorts of unpleasant behaviour. And you're feeling very trapped by it. You know, this corner of your life here, depicted by these cards, is wanting to get out and explore and adventure. There's a sense of adventure here, and like I said, a great frisson, you know. And then there's this, and these are all tied in together. But whoever this is, if they leave you feeling in this state, then you know. The final card that you've got is the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords talks about withdrawal. You know, it talks about taking a break, taking a rest from a situation. And when you see it with the Nine of Wands, you know, it's completely obvious why you would need to do that. This energy is exhausting. This energy almost is exhausting as well. If you have a personal relationship, be it with a colleague or with a family member or even a friend, you know, anyone, where they are verbally manipulative, you know, or argumentative, you know, or whatever, they talk you into a corner all the time, and that's what I'm getting off this, to leave you feeling in this state. You know, that is exhausting, and it is actually having a knock-on effect the rest of your life, and it's time to pull back and have a break. I'm going to pull another couple of cards, because you've got so much positivity and so much wonderful stuff going on here. And that one little stream, or maybe it's a raging river, who knows, it's blocking you from gathering up more cups. It's blocking you from exciting new adventures. It's blocking you from embracing the options that are being presented to you. Yeah. I'll pull one more card because that's really funny. Yeah. So you've got the Chariot, the King of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups again. Okay. The Four of Swords and the Chariot is talking about taking a break from this, from this energy here, and moving towards something that makes you happy. You know, the sun is up in the corner, and, you know, galloping towards you happy. It's the card of Cancer, so there may be a Cancer involved, but it doesn't have to be. But there's one person depicted on that card there. One person going off in their direction. And there's this is all about you and what's going on in your head. You know, this person is actually, you know, so you're allowing this person to be a spanner in the works. Okay. And so from that, I would ascertain that it is a close relationship, because you're not just going to let anybody do that, you know, like, but they're throwing a spanner in the works and they're stopping your progression from moving forward for whatever reason it is. And I feel they may have a reason, they may not. I mean, they may just like playing mind games because they can, you know. And then we've got the King of Wands and we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. And the King of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag energy. So it could be somebody of that, you know, sign, or it could just feature prominently in their chart. But all kings, when they present in the reverse aspect, are bastards. They are, you know, and that together, you know, that is actually just someone. This person doesn't realise that they're doing this. Now, if it had been any of the other kings that had turned up, I would have said it was deliberate. But it's the King of Wands, right? And the King of Wands likes to go off and adventure and do things, right? He's actually a little less, he's responsible and he has duties and he carries them out, but he's a little less concerned about the minutiae, the detail of everything that goes on, than all the other kings, right? Flip him up that way and he's just not interested, right? He's not, he's all the shadow aspects of the fire suit. So burning jealousy and envy and stuff like that. Maybe the way that this person is behaving is actually because it's what they would like to be doing. And they feel trapped and they're projecting onto you. Because they don't have options, or they do not perceive that they have the same options that you do. And this is envy, you know. And if they're not consciously acknowledging that that's the fact, then certainly the shadow is creating this behaviour. And at the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Three of Swords. You know, we've got whether that's them or whether that's you, it doesn't really matter, because the end result is the same. You know, envy. It's very unbecoming. I don't like it. But they feel like they don't have the same options. They don't have the same freedoms. And I feel like these options that you have been hard won. You know, they've taken a lot of time, and you're excited about it. And like I said at the beginning, I felt like you've got a sense of liberation now, you know, fewer responsibilities, a lack of responsibilities that perhaps you have had for a long time. I got a very strong feeling of that when I first opened the reading. You know, do not let this person and this person's behaviour dictate what you do with your life, because you have so many exciting things in front of you. Don't waste it sat on a bank staring at feet, because in time these opportunities will fade away. You know, if the illusory like aspect of this card is going to come in anywhere, these opportunities will fade away, you know, and become just an illusion if you don't reach out and grab them. Oh, we're quite cross. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I hope that the audio was magnificent. I should fucking hope so. I want a new camera and everything. But as ever, you know, if you want to get in touch and let me know how this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you, always. Or just like the video, subscribe, whatever you like. I'm uploading video content more regularly now, so if you subscribe, you'll be able to get notified when this stuff comes up. But other than that, I will see you next time.